didn't know I needed healing. I thought I'd stitched it all just right. I smiled on cue, I answered kindly, and cried alone without a light. I walked through rooms with steady feet, but inside every step was fear. I called it strength, I called it grown, but really I just disappeared. My past was folded in a drawer with names I wouldn't touch or trust. I learned that silence felt like safety, and dreams were soft but not robust. I kissed like someone on a stage, held hands but never gave my weight, because if they saw how deep I broke, they'd call it damage, not just fate. But then you came with no big sound, no pity plan or safe rebound. You sat beside my scattered floor and didn't try to fix or score. You touched the parts I tried to hide, the softest parts I locked inside. You didn't run, you didn't shield, you stayed and helped the ache be healed. With every word and every glance, you gave my fractured soul a chance. And now I know what wholeness feels, because of all the parts you healed. It wasn't sudden, wasn't fast, but piece by piece, the pain unmasked. You didn't pull it like a thread, you simply listened where it bled. You asked me things I feared to say, and let the silence have its way. You taught me that my tears weren't shame, that grief can still be love's true name. I once believed I had to earn the right to stay, the right to learn, but you sat steady, didn't flinch. Each time I cracked, you didn't pinch. You never once said get it right. You let me stumble in the light. You kissed the bruise, not just the skin, and loved the war I fought within. And slowly I began to change, not from guilt or fear or rage, but from the trust I'd never known. You gave me space to be my own. You saw the parts I tried to seal, the parts I said could never heal. You didn't label me as lost, you bore my truth and paid the cost. You stayed through every fractured feel and held the mirror calm and real. I didn't beg, I didn't kneel. You simply healed what time could steal. Now when I laugh, it's not disguised, and when I hurt, I don't apologize. I let the storms move through my chest, because I know I'll still be blessed. You showed me I don't have to bend to fit into what others send. I don't have to shrink to love, I rise because I'm made of love. We lie in bed and trace the dark, and every scar becomes a mark, not of weakness, not regret, but stories we won't soon forget. You tell me I'm the bravest one, but really you're the reason sun now finds its way inside my mind. Where once was night, now there's a shine. We built this life from broken threads and made a quilt from things once dead. You stitched your soul into my days and turned my silence into praise. You healed the parts I thought were gone, the ones I buried to move on. You taught me I could trust again, that love can still come after pain. You didn't fix, you didn't steal, you let me softer bricks, with open doors and morning pics. We sing to dogs and dance in socks and laugh at how we lose the clocks. You write me notes I find all week, and I kiss your hand when you can't speak. You don't need grand, you never boast, but you're the one I love the most. And when the world begins to break, you hold me close until I wake. You don't demand I hide the ache. You hold me through each tiny quake, no longer hiding what I feel, because you taught me wounds can heal, and not by shame and not through fight, but simply by being loved right. And if the day comes you're not near, I'll close my eyes and feel you here. In every song, in every breeze, your love will live inside my ease. You healed the parts I thought would end, and turned my wounds into a friend. You didn't just love who I seemed, you helped me find the girl I dreamed. And now I walk and now I see a future wide and wild and free, because the you inside of me healed the parts that used to bleed. And if they ask how love should feel, I'll say it's quiet, soft and real. It doesn't save, it doesn't steal, it simply stays and helps you